Hello and welcome to this channel. My name is Jade. I'm a child sleep expert, mum of two, and founder of the S.L.E.E.P Success Method. So today I'm going to talk you through my method, my framework, which has been designed to keep things really simple for parents when it comes to their child's sleep. When sleep starts to fall apart or feels disconnected, it can be really toughest to know exactly where to focus on. And this is what we're going to talk about today. So the framework itself, S stands for sleep pressure. L stands for looking at the signs, which is external things that can be going on in our little ones' lives, developmental leaps, a lot of things that we can't overly control. E stands for environments. The second E stands for evaluating sleep props. So that's where we dive into more sleep associations. Are there parts of their settle that are potentially disconnecting the sleep? And P stands for planning your goals. So anytime that sleep starts to feel misaligned for you, you can come back to this framework, work through it, and know exactly which bits that you need to focus on. So let's talk about evaluating sleep props. This is the second E in the sleep success framework, and I'm sure probably the one that most of you have been eager to get to. Sleep props, sleep associations, all very much the same thing. Now, as a bit of a background, in those earlier months, I always recommend, if you've not heard of them already and you've got a younger one under 5 months, please go and research the 5 S's. I also have a course on that as well for the tiny little sleepers, where it really dives into those soothing sensations. So the sucking sensations, the swaddling, the swaying, all of these things that really do help their learning in sleep, right? And they're natural soothers for sleep. Now, what I often see, and this is not for all babies, is that once we pass that 4-month mark and they start to become more aware of how they fall asleep, where they wake, and those differences that I've been talking about throughout the series, it can start to disconnect their sleep because they become very, very aware of it. Now, from 6 months, again, dummies are so great in those early months, and by the age of 6 months, I would say, unless there's any sort of global development delays or anything like that, by the age of 6 months, that soothing sensation, the sucking sensation to soothe, is kind of benign by then. But quite often it becomes habitual and they don't know how to sleep without it. So if you're in that position, please be rest assured that you are not alone. Now, if what puts your little one to sleep, so that is where they need an intervention of some sort, either from a person, a thing, to help them fall asleep, is working, you don't have to change a thing, okay? I see a lot of mums who love feeding to sleep. They love rocking to sleep. They don't want to ditch the dummy yet because they know it's got benefits. Maybe your little one's got reflux and actually the dummy really helps them manage that. That's totally fine. You don't have to change a thing. However, if you're watching this going, this is no longer sustainable, I can't keep rocking for 40 minutes every hour in the middle of the night, and I need to do something about it, then this is for you, okay? And it's the same for naps. Now, what I will suggest is, if you plan on making some changes to how they fall asleep, focus on the nights first before you think about the naps. Quite often, if you start with the naps, it brings a bit more of a fight. They've got more stamina to fight it, and it just makes everyone's day really stressful. So focus on the nights first. Start with bedtime. Quite often I talk about layering on associations. So if they've got a particularly strong association, layering on other sleep cues while you work away one thing can be really effective. We're building up something that's rhythmic, something else that's responsive as you start to ease off the other thing. Now, if you haven't followed me already, you will know that I don't do any drastic methods when it comes to self-settling. It's just personally not for me. I never wanted to do it with my own 2 kids, so I don't preach it. But what I do is I focus on very responsive, step-by-step frameworks, I suppose, to get you there. So we might start with layering on associations. Then we need to tackle the cot settle. And then you can think about distancing yourself and getting out of the room. And the reason I do that is because I think if you've got a little one, no matter how old they are, whether they are 6 months, a year, or 3, going from feeding to sleep, cuddling to sleep, to you walking out the door is a really big thing. It's not going to be easy for them. It's not going to be easy for you. And if it doesn't align with you, you're not going to stick to it. You need to be at a pace that works for you and works for your little one. Now, that is very different for every single child. Temperaments count for a lot. Their little personalities count for a lot. And that might determine on which approach that you take. But ultimately, that's where I would start, is really have a think about where you are now, where you want to be, and how can you break that down? What else can you add in to be able to support them as you work away the thing that they're really relying on that's disconnecting the sleep most? Because this might not just be disconnecting the nights, it might be disconnecting the naps, because their sleep cycles are 30-40 minutes long. So if you've got a little one who is only sleeping that length of time, wakes up upset, they've not taken all the sleep that they need, then you know they can't quite connect those cycles back together. And essentially that's what we're trying to do in the nights as well, is bringing awareness of where they're falling asleep so that their night sleep starts to connect back together again. This is the hardest part, and you'll know yourself if it's something that you need to change. And it might be you're also sitting there going, is it hunger, is it comfort, is it hunger, is it comfort? And truth be told, I see the same signs across breastfed and bottle-fed babies. So, but you might sit in there going, do they still need a bottle? Are they feeding because they're genuinely hungry? Are they ready for me to make change? That's some common questions that I get as well. So have a think about their calories in the day. Are they taking more at night than they are in the day? Then we might want to start flipping those calories around. Are they not interested in their first feed in the morning because they're not hungry? Then we can start flipping those calories around. If they are falling asleep so quickly, whether as soon as they're back on the bottle or back on the boob, chances are it probably isn't hunger. So have a look at how much they're actively feeding and what we can shift in there as well. And that might help you feel a bit more comfortable whether maybe they're ready or not. But if you're feeling unsure, this is what I do best. Working through these associations responsibly, getting you to a place where you want to be. It might even be that you've got a 3, 4, 5-year-old who doesn't have the confidence yet and they're feeling really anxious around sleep, and you don't know how to shape that for them, and they're heavily relying on, maybe co-sleeping, but you also know they're not getting all the sleep that they need. It could be that you're co-sleeping at the beginning part of the night, but as soon as you're back in your own bed, they're up and down, looking for you, and you know that you need to kind of change something there as well, build up a little bit of confidence. Very different techniques for that age group, and it really is in confidence building. And it can be very gradual. They don't need to be upset through it. And what you often see is that actually by building their confidence at bedtime and being really clear, really transparent, there's no hiding from them at that age. We have to almost get them on board. Is that you start to see that confidence shine through in other aspects of their life as well, not just sleep. So if you're feeling stuck in this, you can reach me out directly and we can chat this through, or you can check out the resources in the link. And I'll see you on the final episode.